Welcome back to the county seat. We are talking about tourism today on our episode. We'd like to introduce our panel, Kevin Arrington, who is the Commander of Tourism for Sevier County.
Correct.
You like the new title I put on it?
That sounds nice.
Fred Hayes, who is the leader of the Army of the Utah Division of Parks and Recreation, their new director. Congratulations officially, Fred, by the way.
Thank you.
I hope you're enjoying your new position.
So far, so good. They haven't run me off yet. It's been nearly 3 weeks, and I'm still intact, so that's good.
And we have Charlie DeLorme, who heads up tourism and visitors for San Juan County. Charlie, thanks for being with us today.
Appreciate the opportunity, Chad.
Okay, so let's talk about, you know, people say, okay, we got tourism, you're promoting tourism, I live in the county, what good does it do me? What good does tourism actually do for the citizens?
You know, tourism provides a tax relief for every Utah household, a little bit over $1,000 a year. It's one of our top 3 economic developers in the state, and it's important to every county in Utah.
You know, that $1,000 a year is kind of an amazing figure.
It really is.
Beyond that, individual businessmen know the value of tourism. But Joe Average may not realize that that translates into money that goes back into their schools and back into their communities and back into all those things that they take for granted. I remember one year down in Kevin's country where a businessman decided that he wasn't going to sell gas to ATV riders at $1 a pop because they were tying up his pumps. And so he shut it down one year. Came back the next year because of community pressure and because of pressure on his own wallet, and opened up and put up a sign that said welcome ATVs because the community felt a pinch.
That's actually a pretty incredible example.
Well, and it's not just the direct, you know, obviously you're going to have some direct influence from dollars coming into your community. Talking about ATVs, you're going to have the gas stations, the hotels, the restaurants are all going to benefit directly, but that dollar is going to roll over a number of times in your community. I've got an appliance dealer in Sevier County that loves to see the ATVs come in because he knows that that dollar is going to roll over and eventually get to him, and so it's important.
You know, I've heard some comments that, gee, tourism jobs don't pay very much, the hospitality industry or lower wages. Gosh, every one of my 7 daughters was able to save money for college working in the hospitality industry, front desk at hotels or as housekeepers. And one of those went on to a hotel and restaurant management school, is now opening a lodging property in the state.
Sometimes we have a tendency to look at the zenith of wage earning and forget that there is an entire spectrum as we go through life's experiences that need to be filled, because not everybody is, you know, breadwinner, 6 kids. I mean, you know, it's those 6 kids that become the issue.
Right.
So, when you promote tourism, it's a fairly broad spectrum, and what do the counties do to look to the state to help them with that sort of thing, as far as providing a variety of recreational experiences?
Well, the state does a number of things. You know, just off the top, they're always trying to push tourists into the entire state. It's not just the ski industry or just the national parks. They've just recently come out with a set of maps, one for the northern area, one for the central, and one for the southern, that are going to be tremendously helpful in terms of pushing tourists into each different area of the state. And then beyond that, they've, with the help of the legislature and some funding there, put together the annual co-op application opportunity for us so that we can, as a small county, go to the state with a proposal in terms of how to bring folks in and get some grant monies.
What do parks bring to the table here?
Well, we see our role as being part of that mix. You know, I don't know that there are a lot of people who travel to San Juan County specifically to just go and see the Edge of the Cedars Museum, but it's part of a mix. It's one of the things that draws people there, and with parks scattered all over rural Utah, you know, 43 parks plus an untold number of other boating opportunities and OHV opportunities, we see that as contributing to that big picture that draws people from maybe the front or from some other outside state to come and participate. And so we try and market the parks as one component of a much bigger state.
You know, one of the things that I think you ask about, you know, what is the state doing under Lee Vonderesh's direction? She's networked all of us and pulled us together as a team. So we're cross-marketing each other. We like to see folks, come into Salt Lake City, spend time there, then come on down to Sevier and San Juan counties, and we cross market, so we're getting more nights of stays from visitors.
So in essence, what's happening is the tourism directors are becoming more of an integrated network team instead of competitors?
Exactly.
We don't compete against other destinations in the state. We compete, frankly, against Orlando or Calgary or other areas. But here in Utah, we're working together as a team.
Well, and the governor's talked about Utah being unique in that you can ski in the morning and golf in the afternoon, and that's exactly what Charlie's talking about. We love to see folks coming into the ski industry and come and spend some time at the ski resort, and then we want them to head south to the national parks and spend a few days.
You just put in a great plug for Iron in Washington County.
Well, you know what, we do all work together. The Sun Park, Southern Utah National Parks Board, we know if folks are going to come to Zion, they're going to want to go on to Bryce and Capitol Reef, Arches, Canyonlands, and on down to Monument Valley. And then we have an opportunity to share through this 3 parts of the state new marketing guide what's available in other parts of the state and what the ski product has to offer.
Well, and that's all part of that mix that we were talking about, that, a person can only go spend so much time in any given location. They've seen it. They've done it. They've got to have something else to do to keep them entertained, and most folks don't go on vacation just to sit and watch TV in the hotel room.
Although, Fred, I'll say, we find a lot of our visitors, they've come and they've bagged the 5 national parks. But boy, that's where our 43 state parks come in.
You bet.
We want them to come back for that 2nd or 3rd tier visit and spend more time with us.
How important is it to promote, from your perspectives at the county level, to promote a good experience so that you get that hook in to come out and explore something else in the region?
I think that's what it's all about. My family loves to go to Richfield because every time they go to ride the Paiute Trail, they have a great experience. We've never had a bad experience there, and it's all because of the work that the committee does under Kevin's direction. They know that when they go back, regardless of how hard we try and mess it up, we're not going to be able to.
Well, and it's as much about the community as it is about being out in the outdoors and enjoying those opportunities. It's the friendly face and the handshake at the gas station and the hotel and the restaurant, and it makes a huge difference.
And we love to see folks from the Wasatch Front come down and visit us, and likewise I enjoy coming up here and going to new City Creek Shopping Center, because those dollars that stay in Utah mean that we're not bleeding them across the border into other states. I think there's great value there.
There is.
What kind of, we're going to take a break here in a minute, but when we come back, what I want to talk about are some of the challenges that you face, or some of the problems that make this mix scenario not always come together smoothly, and so we can explore some of the issues that we have as far as being successful at capturing people and keeping them here and getting them to come back. When we want to look at it at an international level and a national level and even on the in-state level, and we'll explore that. And we'll come back to the county seat in just a minute. We'll hope you stay with us as we continue our conversation about tourism.
Anything worth doing in this quiet little town?
You strike me as the kind of girl that likes a manicure and a massage.
I was hoping for something a little more vigorous.
Vigorous, I can do.
And I thought you'd be riding side saddle.
What? I'm gonna regret this.
The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration. SITLA manages 3.5 million acres of Utah lands with the express purpose of furthering the education of Utah students while promoting local industry, oil and gas, even residential development, all at the same time. Through the careful use of trust lands, we distributed more than $22 million to Utah schools last year. The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration, building the state's permanent school fund.
Some people just live life. Others turn life into a great adventure. The only difference is where they choose to experience it. Come to Uinta County, Utah, where business, recreation, just life in general. Move from the mundane to the magnificent. Come to learn. Come to play. Come and do more than just live life. Uinta County. Find out what you're missing in undiscovered Utah.
Have you ever wanted to go on a vacation to Mars? What about a visit to the Old West? Impossible, right? Well, forget what you think is real. In southern Utah's Kane County, other worlds are just an ATV ride away. The Old West lives on in every sunset. From the downtown streets of Little Hollywood to the vistas that have inspired the world. Never find yourself closer to home and yet farther than you've ever been. Southern Utah's Kane County, where anywhere is possible.